We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
One future where we are a space-faring civilization and out there among the stars, I think that's, every kid gets excited about that. You don't even need to teach them.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Life on Mars, Surviving Mars, if you will. This is going to be episode 1 of a new playthrough we're going to do. And as you can see on the screen, we had some problems with the last game. And I'm not totally abandoning it. We may come back to it. I'm just going to sit back and see what I can't figure out about that thing real quick. But we're going to do a new playthrough here. We're going to use Space Y again on the normal difficulty. Starting applicants, you get $675, $6 billion to start, 200 research, rare metals price at $20 million. You get the Dragon rocket, the solar array, which makes things a lot easier. But we're going to do something a little bit differently here, and that is we're going to play with a hydro engineer. Now, the reason why I picked the hydro engineer is because you start out with water deposits, and that's going to make things a lot easier. And as for the mystery, I think we're going to just stick back and, well, we're going to use, I'm not quite sure yet which one we're going to use on this one. I'm thinking either artificial intelligence or Mars Gate with the way I wanted to go. But yeah, I think we're going to end up with artificial intelligence, and we'll do that as we go along. All right, so everything is all set up. So the prefabs, we're not going to send any drone hubs up. We're going to use the rocket as the drone hub. We're going to take a fuel refinery, though. We're going to take a couple of fuel refineries just so we can launch the rockets real quick as well. Thought about taking a moisture vaporator, but then I realized that, wait a minute, if I'm starting with water deposits, what's the point? So fuel refinery here, we'll go ahead and take care of that. Thought about taking the Explorer, but we could probably do that on the second trip. So we're just gonna go through everything, and I'm just gonna leave everything as it is. Some people like to take out a few things and go with the orbital probe, extra ones, but I don't mind just wasting a little extra time. Now we're also going to do the colony is going to be a little bit different in this one as well. A lot of people like the good basic colonies. I'm going to go with a little bit of a different feel in this video here. We're not going to go to normal. We're actually going to go down to Cinematera Alpha to start this, and you're going to notice there's going to be some hard edits and jump cuts. There are some things I wanted to edit out, monotonous things, and I made a couple of errors, hitting the wrong button here and there, that sort of thing. So that's basically what we're going to do here. Is there's going to be some things that get cut out of the gameplay. We'll let the music play for a couple minutes while we get set up, and you'll probably notice that I've done a couple things differently in this one as well as we get ready to go to Mars. And that is, I went ahead and used the 2 orbital probes as well, and we got real lucky right off the bat. First orbital probe that we used, and I thought I had turned the hints off, apparently I didn't. Right there, right off the bat, bam, 2 more water deposits sitting there. So we have 3 water deposits in a beautiful area. Now we're going to set up our research, and we're going to start get with the money. We don't really need the money, but go ahead and get that out the way. Obviously we're going to go back and get the magnetic filtering that'll help us out with moisture vaporators and moxies, the low G turbines, which will give us more power. We're going to go ahead and do Martian vegetation as well, and the decommission protocol were going to be our first 5. As soon as I decide to stop messing around, there we go. There's 4, and the decommission protocol. Nope. Okay, I went to the drone hubs. I apologize. I thought I was going with the decommission protocol, but we'll take care of that one though. So again, for those of you who didn't see episode 1, what I like to do is start in a square. As you can see, I hit the wrong button there. We already got a milestone because we found water. All right, so this is what I like to do. I like to go in a square around where I'm gonna land the rocket. So now that we got everything taken care of there, we're gonna go ahead and land the rocket, which I put in between all 3. So technically, with the rocket, we could reach all 3, but as you'll see in a few minutes, that's not gonna be the case. So the rocket will land, and we're just about ready to head on out. So, and as per usual, you know, I know I'm not the only one that thinks this way. Sending out your transporter to go ahead and start picking up metals. So we can go ahead and get that out the way. I did actually remember to put the Universal Depot down. So just let this go fast a little bit here. And we'll get to our first deal. All right, so right here, we got our first little mission here. So what I wanted to do is, I thought about taking the subsurface heater, but I also knew that the subsurface heater was really close. We're gonna actually get that taken care of. So we went ahead and did the space hub, and that's gonna help us out. I think gonna help us out a lot in the long term, just to go ahead and get that done. That way we can have some extra drones and some extra help as well. Of course, the hint just keeps popping up, although I thought I turned them off. I don't know why I just decided to build on the side. But we basically gave it its own power source, so it was ready to go. It's good just to have that to help out here early. And like I said, the only other one I was ever thinking of was subsurface heating, but you know, that's really, I mean, we got it to where it's the area we're doing it is in the not with a lot of cold. So again, we're gonna speed things up here just so we can get things moving in the direction we want to go. You'll see that I'll speed this up a lot just so we can get through the repetitive tasks a lot easier here in the early game. And again, all we're doing here is just making sure that we've got the power ready to go. We're going to put fuel up on this side too. So basically, yes, it's going to be 2 fuel deals going on at the same time. That way we're fully funded or fully done with fuel. And again, I'm just making sure that the transporter keeps going with metals. We've got a new anomaly found, so we're going to go ahead and finish up building here, and then we'll deal with everything else here in a minute. So why not go ahead and send this commander and the explorer, because that ship was almost ready to go anyways. And basically with the commander, we'll have at least a place where the drones will still have, you can still take orders. Obviously the drones are not going to be able to take orders right now because there's nobody able to command them. Once the other rocket lands, which is about to, and there we go. I had to get it out the way. I had to get the other rocket out the way, and then we can land this one, and that'll bring in a commander. So that'll be our temporary hub until we can bring up a drone hub. And the explorer, we can also start getting our points as well, our science points, so we can start really unhashing things. Again, we're just being repetitive here. It's just steady on until we can get everything we need taken care of. That's another mistake I made. I didn't finish the pipe. I thought I had finished the pipe, and apparently I didn't. But that's okay. We fixed it. Worst case scenario, what we can do is if we do have leaks or something, or we can throw a dome out in other directions, we can use that water source that way too as well. But I think that's probably pretty much going to be the way to go. See, I already went ahead and took care of the subsurface heating, and we're going to go ahead and get the systematic training as well. So that means when we bring up the scientists and botanists, they'll work 10% better, and we can get science points a little faster as well, so more research can be done a lot quicker. We can get things really cooking really quick, because that's the game plan right now, is within 20 souls. That was what I was challenging myself for, is to go ahead, get the dome ready within 20 souls and get people up here. The goal was 20. So again, we're just making sure everything is okay. As soon as we take that rocket off, we're going to go ahead and land, or put up a landing pad, so we don't accidentally blow something up. It also just looks a lot better. It looks a lot neater. I think, because eventually, after about 1 or 2 rocket lands, and you see how it scorches the ground, you're going to put a landing pad up, down anyway. So, but now that we can land rockets and all the other fun stuff, we're just gonna go ahead and take care of things. So we're getting pretty close to launching that rocket, and that's basically all we're waiting on at this point. So I'll let you listen to and enjoy some music. So we did. We went back and went ahead and took care of that issue with the subsurface heating, since it was already kind of up there anyways. So that's really the only change we've got going on here. As you can see, I tried to send one up. It didn't quite work. This is the up from the north. Getting the final finishing touches as we get the rockets ready to launch. We ended up with one orphan drone. I think the drone was a little too far away from the commander at the time. And now we're going to put down a launch pad or a landing pad. That was one of the things, one of the main reasons why I had to do a hard edit is because I screwed up, and I don't know why, but the landing pad, it just the drones wouldn't do anything. So I added a few more drones, picking up a drone hub so we can go ahead, and you see the limitations really of that RC Commander. So we're looking really close here at building the dome, which I believe we're going to do here in the next couple of minutes. We're just going to land this rocket, and that'll put everything really on target. As you can see, we're putting the drone hub up. I accidentally put a solar panel there. I did not mean to do that. I meant to use the wind turbine. I love using wind turbines over the solar panels for obvious reasons. But since I did that, I went ahead and put a power accumulator there so that way it wouldn't, we can at least keep power on it. But I also went ahead as a fail-safe. I like redundant systems. So I went ahead and plugged it in to one of the wind turbines as well. But hey, you make that mistake like that, and then you can just put a power accumulator in, and who cares, right? Makes you look like a genius. That's the way I look at it. Accidental genius. So we're just getting the finishing touches here. We're going to go ahead and take care of the low G high rise as well. That'll give us apartments. We'll probably see that in episode 2 in the next dome. So now that everything's up, we'll just go ahead and begin work on the dome. This is basically what we did here. We worked on the dome. We're going to use the water extractor, or the water area here. We might put a couple more in there just so we can put another dome in. So after we shot that rocket off, we were in good shape. And again, we're just to make sure that we get everything all settled up. Because you can't build a dome until you build a Moxie and a water evaporator, or some type of sort of water supply. Once you can do air and water, then you can build the dome. So now we're working on the Moxie. Obviously, we got to have a few more wind turbines. Like I just prefer wind turbines, so that way I'm not having to worry, especially early game. I'm not having to worry about power problems, or is the light going to run out before the power accumulator can go full. And that's another reason why I like Space-Y too, because I could get the solar array, and then once we get everything, once we get the technology to keep the dust off of the solar panels, it makes it work a lot easier. So now we should put up the oxygen tank and the pipes to that, and we can get started on the dome. We're just, you don't have to really connect everything together. But the water. And I also used the self-sufficient dome to begin with here. I always loved my first dome being a self-sufficient dome. It's just a weird quirk of mine. Although I know I could probably get away with smaller, cheaper domes to start. Which I probably should. But it's, like I said, it's just a weird quirk. Last little bit of this metal. And here comes the bane of my existence, a dust devil. You should have heard the swear words coming out of my mouth when I saw that thing heading right for where I was gonna do that. Oh, and then it just makes a nice little turn right onto. It was a mess. This was a bleep show. Absolute shit show. But the good news is we got that's really the main reason why you have a lot of supplies and a lot of drones early in the game. The little things like that. Once we get the terraforming going, those dust devils actually stop. And we made a mistake right here. I don't know why I accidentally sent the Explorer. I guess I just was too busy cussing the world to actually realize I had sent the Explorer and not the Commander. But we do end up fixing the problem. So just the last little supply run. Just to make sure we have everything set up for what we need for the domes. And I went ahead in the prefab buildings as well and took a small machine parts factory. So that way we can at least start making machine parts, because you're going to need a lot of those in this early part of the game. So once I actually figured out I sent the wrong thing, I then finally sent the Commander over there. Because I was sitting there going, well, why isn't it getting fixed? And then I look over and say, oh, I sent the Explorer. That's a caffeinated ADD rattled brain we're talking about here, okay? Give me a little bit of a break. We got that fixed, so now everything's all set up. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to reset what I need to do on the metals so we can get that taken care of. I just like having a lot of metals early in the game as well, because there's a lot of things that break that just require metal. And on top of that, like I said, machine parts need, I think, 5 metal to make machine parts. So it's another beautiful idea, and this is kind of where I got the idea that the dome should sit. Again, weird quirk of mine about the self-sufficient domes. You don't have to start with a self-sufficient dome. I just do because it's, like I said, it's a weird quirk of mine. I probably could have just gotten away with a small triangular dome and said the hell with it. So we launched that off, and I'll let you. We're going to fast forward this here until we build the dome. So, and I did leave in the auto-saving part, and I did not mean to do that. We'll make sure in the next few episodes that's taken out. That is, and I will say that if that was my only complaint about this game, for anybody from Paradox that's listening, that's really my only complaint, is just completely shutting it down and locking me out from doing anything. I couldn't figure out at first why they were taking the stuff back. Then I realized they had all the concrete there to begin with. I did accidentally put that there. I was meaning to put it beside the Moxie, but I kind of went oopsie. But those things are so good to have. I mean, they're so good to have. Because you never know when you get a dust storm and your ship's blocked from bringing in more supplies. So the only new thing we're now looking at is the low-G fungi. So that means after everybody gets in, we can actually build a fungus farm as well. And that will get the food going through. So we're going to go ahead. And this was actually interesting because this is one of the first times I've actually sat down and went through everybody's traits to make sure we don't fail at the beginning. So gamblers, I wanted to take gamblers out and party animals out. I don't care about vegans because we're probably not going to be able to have, make meat for a while. That's basically what we did here. Like, if I see glutton or something, I wanted to take the gluttons out basically because, again, it's early. And melancholy also had to go. See, I got rid of Edgar because of party animal. Left a few people in. Hildegard left because also glutton. And once I was happy with everyone, we just decided to go with what we got. So yeah, I toyed with Carmen Kent and then got rid of her. And the hippies were, if they had hippie or rugged in them, they were definitely higher up on the list of the people I would like to rather have. I just didn't want, like I said, I just didn't want to fail in the first. So basically, last little bit we worked with, went ahead and built the solar array. Like I said, it'll give us enough power. But anyways, the rocket should be landing here shortly. There it goes. And I'm just gonna let you guys finish out the video here. So thanks. I play this on Twitch every Monday night from 4 p.m. Well, I guess it's Monday afternoon, really. 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Twitch. You can check me out. The link is in the description. If you like what you see, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't like what you see, hit the thumbs down. Also, I'm not one of those people that is above criticism. So if you think that I am doing something wrong or you want to give me a tip or something like that, always leave a comment down at the bottom. I do appreciate the comments. I do read them all. I'm not a big YouTube channel, so you have to read them all. Basically, so just leave a comment. Maybe you saw something that I've done wrong and have put in more hours than I have. I think I've put around 80 to 100 hours in this game. So if you see something, absolutely point it out to me, and I'll keep looking through and keep improving on this. Anyways. Everybody have a good one, and thanks for watching.